about that time. It's time for the Ultimate Boise Sports Show, our weekly podcast talking all things Treasure Valley and the Gem State and beyond. And you'll notice this is week 4 without our compadre Austin Parr, who is on paternity leave enjoying his newborn. So each week we've been bringing in some special guests. I'm thrilled to announce our goaltender from AC-Boise, a professional goalie, Jared Mazzola, joining us today. Hi, Jared.
Hi, how are you?
I'm excellent. Caffeinated.
Yeah.
Drugged up here.
Ready to go.
Yeah. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling amazing.
You know, this is always fun for me to be able to have athletes on in kind of a more one-on-one, less of, when you're doing TV, you can only get, 20 seconds of a soundbite for athletes. And so this is kind of an opportunity to kind of dive into the deeper nuances within the sport. And I feel like who better than a professional athlete?
Right? Yeah, I'm ready to get into it.
Let's do it. Well, let's, for starters here, give us a little bit of background about you.
27 years old. I'm from New York. I've been playing footy for as long as I can remember. I never remember not having a ball at my feet, whether it was with my brothers in the backyard or, playing. There he is. Clip of me in Italy when I was a kid. Really where I developed my love for the game. Here's in Northern Ireland.
Wow, so all over the globe.
All over the globe. We put my parents through it. Here's again in Italy in 2019. Really, really special time. Just kind of always been able to travel the world and do what I love and meet new people, learn new things, and, build my love for the game and build my understanding for it as well.
Yeah, I feel like the American academy system kind of gets a bad rap because it's just a little bit more convoluted and obviously much more expensive than what you see in Europe. But walk me through kind of what you went through. I mean, traveling in Europe at clearly such a young age. Like, what was that process?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because my mom was athletic growing up, but my dad, not so much. He played in a band and fiddled with cars and did all those sort of things. So the amount of support that they gave us was really kind of, like, I guess, unbeknownst to them because they didn't realize what they were setting themselves up for by, bringing us all these places and always saying yes to opportunities, whether it was, domestic or abroad. So, yeah, they supported me in basically every aspect and always were, kind of pushing that, that button for whatever we wanted to do.
Yeah.
Anything in terms of academy or whatever, traveling. So it was really great.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit before this that you played all sorts of sports.
Oh,
It was not exclusive to soccer. It was baseball. You did a little bit of pond hockey.
Yeah.
What was it about it where you kind of realized, okay, I think I can do this?
Well, yeah, my parents always wanted they always just let us diversify, and all of our friends played locally, like baseball, lacrosse, whatever it was. So we never really got to play with our friends because we were always playing academy footy. So it was always going and driving 35 minutes to our academy, and it was players from all over state of New York, New Jersey, everywhere. And we kind of missed out on that sort of, friendship building through athletics side of things.
Sure.
So they were really open to letting us do everything. And with that, we got to, experience and kind of whittle our way into other sports, which was great.
Yeah, I mean, New York, you think basketball city, hockey city probably.
Yeah.
Soccer, I mean, what's the scene look like out there?
It's crazy because as time's kind of gone on and looking at it now, it is really just like a hotbed for so many sports, like basketball, like you said, but I know hockey is really prevalent. And I mean, soccer is great. Like, New York is so big. There's so many different teams. There's so many different academies. We have two MLS teams. We have one USL Championship team and 2 USL League One teams. So it's really starting to gain a lot of traction in the community for pushing soccer, which is amazing. And there's so many different pockets of New York that soccer prevails. So I think really the dynamic now is soccer.
And I imagine it's a city that toughens you up too.
Oh yeah. Especially growing up with my parents as well. They've kind of prepared me for life, and they're the best. My mom's actually from New Jersey, but I know sorry, Mom, I had to out you there. But she,
secret's out.
Yeah, exactly. But my dad born and raised in New York, so they prepared us for life.
Yeah.
It's a great place to be from.
So at what age did you kind of start to realize, okay, maybe I can chase this professional dream? Like maybe this is more within my reach than I originally realized.
Yeah, and that's kind of goes back to my parents, because they never put it in our head that it was a pipe dream or anything like that. It was, I want to play professionally. Okay, we're going to do everything it takes to get you there. So since I was a kid, I knew I was going to make it. Not even because of my own abilities, but because they believed in me the way that they did. It kind of just pushed me and drove me every single day to the next level. And if I ever needed anything, they provided me with that to, reach my dream. And to have supportive parents like that, I almost feel like I was playing on like with a bit of an edge.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people didn't have that, and I was blessed to be able to have that.
I think when very often you'll hear about, hey mom, I want to be a professional hockey player, soccer player. I think very often you hear, oh, I think that's great. Maybe we have a backup.
Yeah, let's be realistic.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think it's great to dream, but also let's look at the numbers.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And that wasn't the case with you guys.
No, it's like anything. Like my little brother could say he wanted to be an astronaut, and my parents were like, they actually bought him a 3D printer and let him do his thing. But yeah, it was always just like that unrelenting support no matter what. Like they were always there for us, and they always helped us realize our potential and how to maximize it. They were super honest with anything that they saw lacking, but they also had that bit of delusion, which I think every professional athlete needs. You have to be delusional. You have to think that you're the best, and you can only get that through that self-belief, and I got that from my parents that manifested itself into me believing myself that way.
And I imagine that delusion, it's annoying if you can't back it up. But you've been able to back it up, and here we are today. You're here in Boise. Kind of give me the trajectory of your professional career. When did this take off? Yeah,
in 2021 was when I kind of realized that professional dream and realized that it's what I wanted to do, really more than anything. I had just started with New York Red Bulls. I was with the U23s, and then I got a taste of the first team, and I really, really enjoyed it. That led me onto a little wild goose chase where I was without a club for about 8 months and found myself in Greenville, South Carolina. So I signed with Greenville, ended up staying there for 2 years before moving on to Sacramento. Sacramento was where I think I really started to blossom as a professional. I had some experience under my belt, I had some games, and I started, training and acting like a first-team professional and really cementing myself in the role that I was in. Both coaches that were there gave me my chances, my opportunities to prove myself. My second year was where I think I really took off and moved over to Las Vegas Lights on a free transfer in December, and then came on here on loan in May.
And here we are.
Here we are.
What is a free transfer exactly? How does that whole system work?
So basically my contract was up and I was a free agent, and Las Vegas offered me a contract and I accepted.
And so what was that transition like? Because Sacramento, I've been told by a number of people, very well-run establishment. They have a lot of financial support, which seems like it's becoming more of a rarity in the USL. How was Vegas?
It was different. It was a different club. It was a different structure. It was definitely differed than Sacramento, and presented itself with its own challenges. But what place doesn't have challenges? And you kind of just fit in, get on, and it was good. It helped me realize a lot of things in football that I liked, I didn't like, and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, I think the glaring part of this podcast is everybody's looking at your left arm here with the cast up on it. And I don't know if we can get a close-up of that at some point, Carl, but you come here to Boise with the expectation of being able to play in net, and then very quickly that's kind of put on the back burner.
Yeah.
What happened?
It was just a simple training incident that unfortunately ended up breaking my second, third, and fourth metacarpal. Surgery, 10 screws and a plate later, we're here. But there you go.
Oh, wow.
No need to worry. We're going to take this all out and sell it, so we'll be millionaires.
There you go.
But it is, something that unfortunately comes with the sport. Injuries happen, and it's not about what happens to you, it's what you do about it. So just taking it in stride.
The most remarkable part of being an athlete seems to be the mental component of the game, because as talented as you could be, you have to be fit upstairs to be able to make it injuries is no exception. I mean, when you train your whole life for something, you finally kind of arrive at this stage, new opportunity here in Boise, and then just as quickly it's taken away. I mean, how do you navigate that? What is that like for you, just having to watch on the sidelines?
Yeah, it's difficult, right? Because we all want to play, we all want to be the star, we all want to make that impact and help the team win games. But I think with these phases through your career challenge you for what's to come, because this is an injury that I obviously sustained during training that is extremely unfortunate. But who's to say that I won't experience something in life that's equal or greater than this? And it's not what happens to you, it's how you deal with it. And I think that this is just something that is kind of a little speed bump, help me get things into perspective and come back stronger.
Yeah, what is the timeline looking like at this point?
Well, we meet with the surgeon again on the 24th, and he'll give us a more clear picture. In my mind, I want to be back for September 30th, but that's 44 days away at this point, so we'll see.
Is there sort of I guess I don't know the right way to ask this, but is there somewhat of a pressure when something like this happens? Because you're constantly trying to compete for playing time and to be the number one guy. And then injuries, when you're on the sideline, it gives other people an opportunity to step up and, kind of convince coach, no, maybe I should be kind of top of the roster. I mean, does that kind of stuff go through your mind? How do you filter that out?
Yeah, I think it's a very difficult thing to do. Just focusing on yourself is always difficult. And just controlling what I can control and doing the things that I can do in order to, keep my reputation clean and my family's reputation clean, and say this guy's a hard worker, and no matter what happens to him, he'll have a smile on his face and he'll do his job. That's all I can do. I can't control anyone else's, actions or anything like that. So just be there, be the best supporter I can be, and, my time will come.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Staying strong upstairs.
Yes, sir.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about your job, because I think it's one of the most fascinating ones in sports.
Sounds good.
Be right back. Welcome back into the Ultimate Boise Sports Show, joined by professional goalie Jared Mazzola. It's really fascinating to me why certain players are drawn to certain positions. Midfield doesn't make sense to me. You must love track. But goalie in particular, there's such an adrenaline, kind of balance that you have to do back there. What drew you to this position? Why goalie?
Yeah, it was difficult. When I was a kid, I always wanted to be an individual. So however that displayed itself in my life is how I wanted to be perceived. And being a goalie was, I guess, the top form of that. I get to wear my own jersey, I get to wear gloves, I get to use my hands, and I get to stop people from scoring goals. And there was nothing better than being a little menace when I was a kid.
I love that. Yeah. Well, it's also, I've noticed, very physical. Back there.
Yeah, if you ask my brothers, that was the number one thing when I was a kid. I was always physical, always egging people on, always getting in fights and doing stuff like that. And is no better feeling than, getting to a big challenge. So.
Well, and that confidence is so needed back
there.
Yeah. You can't be timid. I was talking to Jonathan Cleaver, the current starting goalie for AC-Boise, about this. And, it's something he doesn't even think twice about. But you can't come out timid.
Yeah.
That's a goalie's worst nightmare.
Yeah, but once you get caught in no man's land, you're already lost. So you got to commit and you got to go 100% no matter what.
There was a really interesting moment that happened earlier in the season. You were with the team. It was when AC-Boise was playing Sarasota. This is your friend, Alex Sutton, the goalie. Players never talk to me when I'm at the games, but Alex did turn to me. He was standing in front of the River Guard section, and he goes, I'm from New York. They're going to have to do a little bit better than that. They want to get in my head. And I thought that was so funny to me, that level of confidence.
Yeah, no, he's a good kid. I've known Alex. We work with the same agent. He's a lovely guy, and kind of that bit of crazy that every goalie needs. Just looking at the clips right now, he's certainly a character, and I'm happy he's doing so well over in Sarasota.
Yeah, I mean, is that abnormal to see a goalie project that kind of confidence? I mean, egging on the crowd feels like a very dangerous gamble.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. There's one side of it where you kind of want to shy away and, just focus on what you're doing. But the other side of it is if you lean fully into it, then you kind of gain that edge above the fans, because from there, they have all the power where they get to just shout things at you and say things to you.
Right.
Whereas if you take the power yourself by kind of giving them a little bit back, then you get more invested into the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of be the villain of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Especially on the road. I mean,
yeah.
is your we haven't seen you in net. Is that kind of your play style too, or are you a little
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I got one home game here, one away before my hand decided to leave the chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of like it. I like giving the fans a little bit of that, getting their money's worth. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's good.
Well, it gives the crowd, again, I think it gets them more into it, which in the USL, especially with AC Boise, just the way that the fans have embraced this team. I mean, it's just another reason to get more invested in this. And to see when a player interacts back with you, that's the whole world to them.
Oh yeah, definitely. But the River Guard is probably one of the best fan sections in the USL, hands down. Some great fans, some lovely supporters, amazing people, and they love it. So
it's so surprising to hear that in a professional soccer league, you'll have crowds like AC Boise, 7,000 people, sellouts regularly, and then you'll take a road trip to Westchester, and then there's a couple hundred people there.
Yeah.
And it's in an empty stadium.
Yeah, it's difficult, and the psyche behind that as a player is you have to be just as hyped playing at home in front of that 7,000 seater as you are playing against 100 people and some guy's dog. It's just the truth. You can't really have it one way or the other. You kind of just got to take it as it is and just perform. And the only reason that Boise only sells out 7,000 is because there's not more stands, because what a city.
Yeah. Has this been surprising to you? I mean, I'm not sure what the pitch was that Nate made, and maybe you can elaborate a little bit on this, getting on loan here. But coming in here to see this old racetrack completely reformed into a soccer pitch and the passion behind it. I mean, how has this experience been for you as a player?
It's been unbelievable. I've been fortunate to play a lot of places, but I haven't seen support like this probably ever. And a city that's so excited for it, and really, balancing how excited the club is with how excited the fans are is something I've never seen. And I'm fully confident that this is going to be one of the best clubs in the USL for years to come.
Yeah, and once you add relegation into the mix, it feels like the ceiling on this, it doesn't seem like it's in sight. I mean, this thing could go incredibly high.
Exactly, and again, it's the aspirations of the club and the team and the owners and the amazing things that they want to do, and the city that is so up for it and so there for everything that the club puts on is what's going to make this thing skyrocket.
Yeah. Well, AC Boise just wrapped up a game against Sporting FC from Costa Rica, and we looked it up. I think they were ranked in the 80th best teams in North America. And so obviously the starters weren't playing. It was a friendly matchup. But AC Boise wins this 2-0, and it kind of got me wondering, what is the difference? How far is how thin is that margin between players at the USL and players at the Champions League and players at the MLS? I mean, it's easy to maybe say, okay, USL is the minor league team here, but it doesn't feel like the talent gap is that far.
Yeah, it's a bit different in soccer than it is in other sports. I'm a firm believer in talent being relative to what you're surrounded by. So a player that's operating at a USL League One level doesn't necessarily mean that he can't play at an MLS level, USL Championship level, or even go overseas and play. It's kind of what your surroundings are and your environment is where you'll most likely perform. That being said, I think margins for different positions are different across the board, like goalkeepers and strikers definitely vary from a midfielder because of how much you see the ball, how much you're actually on the ball and playing. Whereas, it's a little bit different between Rodri and like a center midfielder that you'll find in USL League One.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that to say, I think that where AC Boise is at now is not operating like a USL League One team. They're definitely operating way, way higher above. And when the Costa Rican team came in, they certainly weren't expecting that.
No, I mean, you beat Costa Rica and then you beat 3 Champions League teams. Vegas was one of them.
Yeah. On the road, it was a 1-1 penalty win. Yeah.
I mean, and to be able to contend with these guys night in and night out and walk away with 3 points against the top tier of the USL. I mean, that's one that has to be a confidence booster. And then also it kind of does make you wonder just how high this team can go. Yeah,
definitely. I think that, again, there's no limit for this team and what's to come.
What are your goals? You've made it as a professional athlete. Where do you kind of see your career going from here? You're only 26, 27?
27, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, where do you hope to go?
Well, hopefully I could play a lot longer. My dream is to play until I'm almost 40. So hopefully I can, maximize my potential and do everything the right way in order to make it there. Hopefully the body holds up. And then after that, who knows what's to come? Maybe sitting here with you at this desk.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun.
We'll keep the seat warm for you.
Oh, yeah.
You can always come back.
You pop me in the middle with someone else.
That'd be great. Yeah, once Austin gets back from paternity leave, that'd be fantastic. I am curious, too, of just, being around different coaches, different atmospheres, different teams. Nate Miller seems to be kind of one of a kind, very authentic, genuine. He has a plan and a vision, and he doesn't really beat around the bush.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, tell me about your experience with him.
Yeah, I think kind of how you said it, there's a beauty in that when you're dealing with a coach who knows exactly what he wants. You can't really, stray from that. He's very demanding and obviously wants a lot from his players. So it's good. It helps you get better. It helps you, be a better teammate, be a better professional. Working with someone like Nate is, I wouldn't say easy, but the guidelines are clear, and it's up to you whether or not you operate within those guidelines, and it's quite enjoyable.
He does strike me as someone who will be in your corner, no matter what, but he's going to demand the world from you.
Oh yeah.
What he knows you're capable of.
Oh yeah.
Like no excuses kind of a mindset.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely a firm believer in a lot of the stuff that he believes in as well. Like, don't have a victim mentality. Show up every day ready to play. Be there for your teammate. Support one another. Do your job. Most importantly, you got to do your job, and the results will come. It's just things take time, and yeah, I think he really, really understands that.
Is he the same person in the locker room? Like if you're down 2 at half, I mean, is he coming in there throwing whiteboards, or is he calm, cool, collect the guy we see?
Well, yeah. I mean, I can actually share a little anecdote. When we were playing Monterey, we went into the break. I think it was 3-1. I think you're right. I think it's 3-1, and kind of looking around the locker room, it might be maybe a couple of guys are kind of like with their heads down, and Nate comes in, and it was kind of one of the more incredible moments in my career where he was super composed, and he was kind of just saying that, guys, there's goals in this game. We got one, we're going to get more. Talking to one particular player saying, hey, you keep egging him on, he's going to get a red card. Next thing you know, we come out at the halftime, score, eggs him on, red card, score 1, boom, and we win 4-3.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. Pretty incredible.
His IQ is insane.
Yeah. I think it's for him a blessing and a curse, because he wants everything to work so well that sometimes when it's not going his way,
Jokingly, I asked him, I'm like, do you just read psychology books in your downtime? He goes, yes, I do, actually.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing how, the game within the game for this guy on the sidelines.
Yeah, no, but to answer your question, I don't know if he's if this same person off the field as he is on the field. Otherwise, his kids would be running sprints nonstop.
I love it. Okay, when we come back, we'll wrap it up here with Jared and talk a little bit about the future of the season, where AC-Boise's headed, expectations. Postseason feels like it's right around the corner.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back. As we close out the show here, this magical season for AC-Boise, it's going to go down in the record books, but obviously it would mean a lot more if there was a playoff run attached to it.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting close. AC-Boise climbing up the standings here. Walk me through the expectations.
I think the biggest expectation right now for AC-Boise is to get that home playoff game, and the only way to do that is to take care of the business end of the season. That's just winning games and doing it well and kind of staying hot throughout the duration of the season, and picking up those points on the road and doing things like that, making big players making big plays.
Yeah, it seems like when we hit the heat of summer, battling injuries, the offense might have been on one night, but that's the same night the defense may not have been there, and then they flip. It now kind of feels like the last maybe 4-5 games, it's all started to gel together, and I think that came to a culmination, a boiling point against Madison, right? The hottest team in the league, and you guys walk away victorious.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a receipt game because they beat us on the road, so we had to beat them. And, it's kind of just shows what this team can do. They could take care of any team on any night, and it's just a matter of whether or not we're at our best, because I think when we're at our best, not a single team in the league can hang with us. And, just look at every position we have, and I challenge you to try and find a better player.
Seems like this team's got the dudes.
Oh yeah, great guys. Go around that locker room, personalities, filling up the space. So
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll let you go here. Your parents are in town.
Yes, they are.
It's exciting. Where are you taking them? First time in Boise.
First time in Boise, went to the Brickyard. That was
Brickyard.
yeah,
Okay.
that was a recommendation by Brian Holmes. Absolutely unbelievable place. Shout out to the Brickyard and shout out to Brian Holmes. Incredible.
Yeah.
Tell them Jared sent you. They'll add 15 to your bill.
Look at you. Shout out from the AC-Boise goalie. And then Guitar Center, too.
Yes,
You're going to learn how to play.
I'm going to learn how to play guitar, get this hand back.
It's going to be perfect.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Hey, Jared, thanks for coming on to the
Thanks
show.
for having me.
This was
Appreciate
awesome.
it. Yeah.
It's going to wrap us up. We'll see you next week on the Ultimate Boise Sports Show.